possible to not complete Gibraltar. Gibraltar is the longest map in the game in terms of payloads. 4 checkpoints, although I believe this one underneath will be changing at some point. But at the moment, it is there. And then we're going to charge station. Is that what they are? I've never noticed that, you know. Never noticed that it was the drone charge station.
Well, they're delivering. Oh yeah, I guess the payload's the drone because they're delivering the satellite.
Yeah, I mean, I've always just like, oh, it's on the marker. Does this one say drone charge station? No, it doesn't. Okay, wasn't losing my marbles. It was just the one that it said it on. But I'm going to spin it. I'm going to go. I've got time. I got time. It is drone charge station every time. Well, what do you know? Things you spot when you're observing. But anyway, let's get straight down to the game because Deegan, Jason's man-love friend.
Him and I have a special history
together. They've got a little special relationship going on with Deegan. I'm not sure what it is. It's a little crude. I'm not sure.
The thing is, I met him back in Prague last year when the game still wasn't out or even in beta for the road to BlizzCon. So we had some good times there.
Well, he's going to be on Farah. Of course, he's getting boosted as well by Board. He's going to be on the Mercy. Cabal is on Soldier 76 with Munal blocking him with the Reinhardt shield, so holding that high ground position. Flippy going to be on the Winston, and of course Nico will be on Reaper, trying to keep that distance. But here we go. We are underway, and you can see the payload is moving. A little countdown on the meters ticking away. Zappis will be starting out on the Soldier 76. We'll keep our eye on him. Fraggy's going to be on the Roadhog. We've seen consistently since the changes to McCree. Used to be McCree's everywhere, but now it pretends to be a Roadhog quite consistently. There's going to be the first payload marker reached. Easy point. Everybody normally sits around this corner.
So, if you guys aren't familiar with Melty, back in the closed beta in the first phase of it, they were the most dominating team in Europe. Ever since that first closed beta phase, though, they've been struggling. They've had some roster changes. They've actually switched Deegan over to support, now back on a DPS with Cabal and him changing. And they haven't been that dominating force that, you know, we used to know back in the first beta phase. They don't have the advantage of playing the game first. And I'm talking over this because there was absolutely no defense on a Melty there. SG1 just completely walked through it because Melty didn't have the right attack pattern. You're seeing Deegan on Farah, but Farah in that position doesn't really work out too well just because the soldier can shoot you out of the sky so easily, and you don't have a lot of area to work with.
They are getting demolished here so far. SG1, the winners of the recent Go For Cup, are continuing to walk their way through at the moment, unhindered. Well, have a look down below. Still, high ground completely taken. Sita and Lazy just sitting around on the payload. In fact, no, they only have the 2 on the payload at the moment. Just the 1, in fact. Just the 1 on the payload. Himsy's not even up there. So all 5 above at the moment. Now we're going to get Himsy dropping down. He's already got an eye on Bode and picks him off. That's going to be the Mercy taken down. And that is going to stop this defense dead in its tracks. The attack continues to move. We might be seeing a very fast time posted here from SG1, despite the fact it doesn't count.
Well, Mafa, though, he still has his ultimate. It seems like they're stacking their ultimates really well. They're not being stopped at all by Melty. I don't know what's going on in the Melty camp, but they're putting on no defense here. And that great ultimate coming out of Himsy, picks up 2, and the assist on the 3rd, gets the revive 2. And then we have Mafu towards the air to actually protect him. SG1, they've had a couple of switches recently. Hawks actually quit. Well, he took a step down from the team because he's getting married soon. And I believe it was Lazzy who came in for his position. So they've had a couple of switches. They had to switch a little bit of roles around a little bit as well. But this is a team that was kind of, well, known in World of Warcraft as Paragon. That's where they kind of came from.
Oh, right.
So
you know who they are now.
Yeah, so the guild leader actually is even playing in this team. And that's kind of their history of them. They're just real-life friends. Well, not real-life friends, but they're friends from World of Warcraft playing together. And actually, you know, one of the better Overwatch teams, to be fair.
Yeah, they're certainly doing very well here in this game as well. That's going to be sound barrier being used. Deegan's trying to force Mafu away, misses the mid-air shot. And finally, the payload slows, if somewhat briefly. Zappis picking off Deegan mid-air there. Tactical visor going to be popped, and they continue to force them around the corner. They instantly all run and hide, get away from that tactical visor, instantly try and chase him down. Zappis got the Winston on his backside, should be able to deal with him. Is landing the headshots. You can hear the ding, 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 ding constantly. He's also on his heel marker. There we go. Flippy getting taken down. While that was all happening, Mafu managed to land his barrage, it seems, but it's just all one-way traffic right now. SG1 absolutely rolling over Melty.
Yeah, I think they're going to complete it here too, because Melty just keep coming and starting. They're not fighting together. They still have a healer step that they're running with the double tanks of the Winston and the The Reinhardt aren't working out either. I'm not sure where they're not going with any Zara. Like, where's your Zara's at? Where's your Roadhogs at? And this is almost essential to the way the game's played now, and they haven't used any of them.
That was pretty quick. We were expecting this one to be a much closer game, but SG1 just smashed Melty. There was literally no defensive line, no pause, no delay, no nothing. That was very quick. Let's see if Melty can do the same, because the snowball was very much real there for SG1 on Gibraltar. Of course, the loser chooses the next map, but it's down to Melty to try and close out this map themselves.
Yeah, and they don't want to give SG1 an early lead, but I don't think it's going to be any better for them on the attack. Like, I want to hype them up, be like, yeah, they're going to do better here, but you just saw how absolutely demolished, how they got walked over by SG1. They didn't put up a single good defense anywhere at the entirety of the map. I think their best defense is when they sat back and did nothing on the first point and let the enemy team capture it.
That was their best defense.
Because everyone does that. So if you count them, according to everyone else, they're equal grounds of everyone else. But then when they got to this point, they got walked over. They did nothing. And I don't know what it is about, or what it is about Melty or whatnot, but I just feel like they've not been the team that we've hoped for, not been the team that we've known. They just really struggled to adapt to any of the changes that have happened.
Well, we'll see if it works out for them. Of course, we have the change around. So Fraggy now is going to be playing on the Roadhog. Mafu will be on Farah. Seita, this is all SG1 by the way. Seita will be sitting on Lucio. Once again, Zappis now onto Soldier 76. Lazy will be on Mercy, and Himsy on Reaper. So no Reinhardts from either team, actually, it seems, on the attacking side either, because Munel will be on the Hog. Izzy salutes as we start. Deegan going to be on Farah, Bo's going to be on Mercy, Cabal will be on Lucio, Flippy on Winston, and Nico will be on the Genji. So Nico, let's see where he's going to go. What are they going to try and pull out here? Are they expecting anything early on? Doesn't look like it, and the payload begins its transition to the first checkpoint.
You gotta hope that Nico's gonna be the game changer for them. You see Moon switching over to the Roadhog, so finally getting off that Reinhardt. Flippy, those will be playing the Winston, so they're really still hoping for this Winston setup to really work, but with these Reapers being played more and more often because of McCree being nerfed, they don't work necessarily as much anymore, and Melty have been held back from the first point. Did you see this given up for free almost every time?
Yeah, the cheeky defensive setup, they were all on the right-hand side, or well, left-hand side, depending which way you look at it, just where the payload reaches that first checkpoint. They all came piling around the corner and caught them off guard, and I think they realized it, like, hang on, we can't seem to show them. I thought for a moment, because we saw Mafu diving underneath, I was like, oh wow, Mafu's going to go right into them on the Farah, but no. He led them straight to the team. It was a clever little ploy. Now they do manage to close it out though, so they managed to get through to the first payload point. Mafu made that switch from Farah. Hook on Deegan will get taken down by Fraggy. Nico, where are you going?
I was going to say, Nico just hasn't done anything. He's trying to fight the front line when he needs to be trying to fight the back.
Yeah.
Get past him, get behind him.
There's no backline because they're all together. They're all sitting clumps.
He needs to turn their attention. Like, he needs to make them look back towards him and kind of split where their attention is focused. Because right now they're looking forward and they're only looking forward. And Melty are right in their pass. And they need to kind of make it a little bit easier for the front line of Melty to push in and get some sort of kills. Nico's finally going to be able to go in. Again, he's targeting down the tankiest people. He has Dragon Blade up. He's got a Mercy and Lucio back there to go for, but he doesn't actually make the attack work.
Zappis doing some great work there. Gets himself 3 or 4 kills as they push them back once again. SG1. Are they really going to hold them on the first point? We saw Misfits doing this earlier on in the previous match. It's totally possible. Deegan does have his ulti available, along with the other 5 members. Flippy, the only person that doesn't have that Primal Rage available, but even that's not too far away. So this is where they've got to really try and make a dent. Get something going.
They have to hope for it, at least. They don't have a lot of time to work with. And Flippy's going to jump straight towards the Soldier. Him and Nico paired together do pick up the kills. So finally they get something going. But Himsy is able to shut Nico down. And Flippy just doesn't have an opportunity to pick up a 1v1 kill or even a 2v1 here against that Reaper. But Moon's able to help him survive by picking up kills himself.
Well, Deegan also got that barrage down, got 2 kills before he got cleared out by Zappis. The big resurrect came through from Lazy. That's really all he needed to do. Zappis does finally get taken down by Flippy on this Winston, but Lucio's, they can be such a pain in the backside when they keep hopping, skipping, jumping around that payload. But finally, they have themselves cleared out. The Tracer not going to work out from Fraggy, and it looks like the payload will finally reach its marker.
So finally, I mean, finally Melty are starting to get somewhere, right? They finally got the first checkpoint, they got the second one. They're pushing into the hangar phase, which is probably the hardest actual phase of this entire map, especially with Zappis being damage amped towards this top side with the Mercy. He can just run away. Problem for him is he's got so many people in his face. He's got the Pharah to worry about, he's got a Winston, he's got a Genji to worry about, but he drops at the top, he gives it that positioning, and the payload's going to still continue to move. He has no chance to get back up there anymore as long as Melty maintains the spot.
Yeah, not sure he meant to use his ulti as he dropped down there. I think that was kind of a panic mode. Damn it, I've been knocked off. I was about to use it. It would have been perfect if he was up there, but the second he got knocked off, it didn't kind of work out for them. A lot of dinks. Those headshots on Cabal working well. Deegan managing to get around the back line. Now he's being chased out by Winston. So, you know, despite the slow start, it's actually starting to work out really well for Melty here. They're pushing through the shuttle bay pretty easily. Yeah,
I think Chaos is doing pretty good. I don't know why Deegan used a concussive blast there. Maybe to force anyone back that was trying to stall the payload. And now Mercy's out of position. Ooh. Lazzy will be taken down by Flippy. And they're just continuing. Snowball is, I hate to keep using that word, but it's so true here. This momentum they build up is just continuing to go. This chaos they're throwing at SG1 doesn't allow them to get comfortable in any of the spots so far that they typically would like to defend from.
Well, both teams very quick into this final section. And both teams looking like they may well complete here. 5.5 minutes here for Melty to just close out this map. You've got to feel that they have it in them. I think we saw the stats recently released when competitive mode coming out. Something like 65% weighted towards the attacking team in terms of who tends to win. Obviously, defending teams have to be more organized effectively than the attacking teams, because it could just be, as you're talking about, one guy like a Nico and a Genji to flank around the back, cause chaos. It's obviously not so bad in organized teams, but in certainly pub games,
you can win with the Genji.
Yeah.
Welcome to Showdown and how he's gotten to like so high on the ranked.
Yeah.
He's like 74 or something like that because he plays Genji only practically. Then just play some Pharah. But either way, Flippy pushed him, trying to go yet again for Zappis, but he's just not going to be able to win on this 1v1 because Lazzy's being very aware of where this Winston's going in, where he's trying to focus down and trying to heal that target up. Especially when it's a soldier can heal himself is really difficult. Moon going to get charged into the wall, picked up, Fraggy picks up 2, and the rest of Melty are going to be wiped off the payload. But look at the time they had to work with here, Demon. Doesn't matter if they finish now or they finish 4 minutes from now. As long as they finish, there will be a tied score.
Yeah, plenty of time. And that payload very close already. However, Himsy has Death Blossom available. Is he going to try and get a flank position? He's going to sit around the payload. Looks like he's going to sit around the payload. Let's have a switch across to Zappis to see how it's working for him. Well, he's got a quick tactical visor used. He's caught board as well, and that's taken down the healer very early on. That's a bit of a mistake there. Deegan going to have his barrage available, just having to deal with these monkeys at the moment. They're kind of fighting each other, the two Winstons. Not getting a great deal done. Moon's going to back away. So
Roadhog, please, Flippy, switch. Yeah, they have a Reinhardt. Good. I mean, that's fine, whatever. But a Roadhog gives the ability to spam down their shields so quickly if you pair him with D-Gun and a soldier, which they don't really currently have.
Though. Look, what's Moonel doing? Okay, he's coming around the side.
Yeah, sure,
he's charged a Primal Rage, but Deegan was only just coming from the spawn when that was all happening. Now he's finally got in there, manages to get his barrage off, but only gets lazy down. I mean, I say only, but instantly gets caught out, and then you hear that ever so annoying noise of a big Reinhardt hammer hitting you while you're down on the ground. Quick pin on towards the Winston. That's going to be him taken out, or did he manage to leap away? I think he managed to leap away there, Flippy.
And Melty continuing to push this one through. Lazzy may as well just stick in under the actual point because there he can get a revive into people above him as long as they die there. He's trying to help his Reaper, and there you go, some quick kills. Himsy gets Flippy down. And Himsy's basically by himself. The revive will finally come in to get 2 people back alive on top of the payload, and Melty, it looks like they're trying to back away. Nico's in the back line, is a little bit too deep, but he's going to be caught off.
And he gets taken down, and that slows the payload down once again. Back to the respawn. Cabal gets dropped. Fraggy, Zappis, Himsy all getting themselves kills as they force them back. Nico does have Dragon Blade available for this next attack, but we've already lost 2 minutes on this point, and it hasn't moved in those last 2 minutes. It's just stayed stagnant.
So Nico, he's committed to this Genji this entire time. Thing is, a Dragon Blade to pick people off. Like, we've seen so many great Dragon Blades over the course of yesterday. We're still waiting to see them today so far. He's trying to go straight into that Lucio. He doesn't have his dash up again, but the entire enemy team focuses him down. This is why I wonder, why doesn't Melty chase them down when they go chase Nico? You can catch them off towards behind. Fraggy won't have a shield up, and you can wipe them down. Like, Deacon could have a perfect opportunity for barrage if you see Nika going towards the back to catch him off. But Nika switched over to Roadhog, and Flippy switched over to Zarya. And I would assume Moon's going to switch too, but they might keep the triple tank setup. Yeah, because Nika switches off Roadhog to go Reaper. Okay.
Well, we're going to have barrage back available for this next push, but unfortunately for them, there's going to be a plethora of ultis to counter it. Zappis has his tactical visor ready and waiting to go. He's picking Deegan off. It's just above the shield there. Nice spot. Not grouping quite enough. There we go, tactical visor. As soon as Deegan comes launching in towards him, countered by the sound barrier though, so he won't really get the kills, just chipping away on the damage on everyone. Nico was his primary target for a moment there. Cabal wants to get those supports down quick.
What's that solo ult gonna do for you?
Nothing.
He goes behind the enemy team where the rest of his team hasn't pushed it. He gets focused down, he gets killed, and his barrage offers them nothing. He's gonna get revived though, so they do have a couple of kills going their way.
Yep.
But it's not done. The game's not over.
They managed to take down Lazy. They haven't dealt with Zappis at the moment. He's got the backside of them. Deegan gets finally dropped, but nobody's stopping this payload moving. Now they're going to be coming out here. There's Lazy, comes down. Earth Shatter, you saw it from a perfect angle there. Fraggy captured 4 people in that Earth Shatter. Cabal trying to keep himself alive. Munel with the counter, but the gravity surge is going to be used, and Zappis just cleans house with those shots. He's going to get all the hits he can. Finally, they're starting to drop down, and the defense holds a game with 30 seconds to go.
Dear Lord. So Zappis being up there forced Moon to turn his shield towards him, which allowed Fraggy to get his off from spawn into 4 people and completely turn the tides of that fight. Then Zappis wasn't touched. You saw. He wasn't attacked a single time on top of this bridge once your Shatter came down.
I was surprised they didn't need to switch camera. I was just like, well, they're passing by, but he's still getting all those free shots. And you know, soldiers, while they're not got that burst damage, it's consistent damage, and it will continually burn you down. Munel, again, forced to turn around, but he's getting the headshots on him here, and he's taking down Himsy, just doing some work as well down below. There we go, die. Not going to work out too well. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the first map closed out. You thought Melty were going to do it. They pushed through so fast to that point, but a nigh on 6-minute hold for SG1 there on that final chokehold of Gibraltar.
Yeah, I don't know what to say for Melty. I'm disappointed because I've hoped for them to be a better team after all this time, because they're really cool guys and they performed really well in the beginning of the game, but they've just been struggling on this bleed they have happening in terms of, you know, being able to win any tournaments at all.